Sometimes, especially if you're a new and novice cat owner, attempting to understand what your cat is trying to tell you can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You hear the meows, you are listening, but you need a cheat code in order to figure out just what's going on. Let me tell you that not all meows are created equal, and this is why understanding what your cat's vocals really mean can truly allow you to level up as a loving pet owner. Being able to communicate with your pet and knowing what they're attempting to tell you, it can certainly help to grow that bond of trust and loyalty with your pet, while making your job as a cat owner far easier. In today's material, we'll talk about what those meows can mean, the most notable meows, and when you should spring into action. Interesting topic and hopefully a helpful one. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Let's start things off with the basic hello, what could be described as the standard meow. Not too soft, not too loud, just a generic meow. Not much force behind it, and it's not done with harsh repetition, and it doesn't have a lengthy vocal trailing effect. This is the meow that you're most likely to receive when you enter the room or say your cat's name. The meow is quick, and your cat doesn't dwell on it. More times than not, this will become the baseline, the meow that you are most familiar with. Next up, let's talk about urgency, not fear. Your cat isn't afraid or scared, but they want you to follow their lead. They are in need and they want those vocals to carry a bit of weight. If your pet is hungry, if they want some playtime, if they want that litter box cleaned out, the meows in this case will be quite quick. Chirps, almost like the feline version of a bark. Think of it as the baseline meow, only shorter with more intensity, a more deliberate tone. Also, physically watch your cat when you hear this type of meow. Your cat will probably tell the story with their eyes and their walk. If you get up and the meows increase, this is likely a cue that your pet wants you to follow them. Perhaps to that food or water bowl. Your cat wants something and they're attempting to get your attention. And piggybacking on the command type meow, now let's talk about fear. Let's address fear, being afraid. We know what it's not, now let's talk about what it really is and what it sounds like. The meow of fear is a meow of distress, and it can take on many forms, many tones. It can be quite lengthy, the standard meow with a long trailing effect, very deliberate in tone. Depending on the context of the situation, the meow could morph into a yowl, almost like a cry or a howl, and finally some degree of growling or hissing. Sometimes fear can cause a cat to cower, other times it can cause a feline to assume a defensive posture. Meows of fear will get your attention, regardless of the variety, primarily because they're not normal and should never become regular. If you hear them, take a proactive stance. Find the core reason behind your cat's fear and anxiety. And similar in many ways to meows of distress, if your cat is unwell, the meows will be quite loud. They can be quite loud and very deliberate, and persist for a long time, perhaps several minutes, even hours, depending on the situation. These are indeed cries for help, cries of discomfort. Like fear and unease, yowling is not uncommon in a cat that doesn't feel well, or is in the midst of discomfort from illness. Typically, regardless of the pitch and the tone, these type of meows are audibly striking. They will get your attention, especially if you've grown familiar with the standard, your cat's baseline meow. Cats are quite keen to mask illness if at all possible. It's in their nature to never show weakness. However, if your pet trusts you, that guard will be removed, at least to some degree. Never ignore the meows of illness and discomfort, as they serve as your sign to take action. Now let's talk about comfort and your cat's desire to find that stability in you. Sometimes, let's use a cuddle session for example. Your feline could potentially speak to you in a series of soft meows, not only as a greeting but as a message of comfort. Your pet is asking you to be supportive, or asking you for support, to be reassured. This can often come on the heels of an anxiety-filled event. If something just happened, say that's something fearful, your cat could come to you in the aftermath, seeking a sign from you that all is well. Those yowls could be replaced by a series of soft meows, seeking your comfort. But what about annoyance? Your cat is just in a mood. They're not hungry, they're not sick, they're not afraid, they're just having a case of the Mondays on a Thursday afternoon. Listen up for meows that are quite deliberate in tone, yet have a long trailing effect. Meow, 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 meows that go into something like that, the annoyed meow. One of my cats, he's pretty much stays annoyed. that life is a glass half empty type of situation. It's his personality, but yeah, keep your ears perked for the complaining meow. Of course, make sure that all is well. Don't dismiss the complaints, but sometimes cats will just get on that selfish wave and complain to the air. I think most of us have seen that in action, and certainly heard it. And finally, I'll close things out with this one. Many times, and hopefully the majority of the time, your cat's meows are unique to you, meaning how your cat speaks to you isn't always the same as when they're speaking to others. This comes with time, but if you're a seasoned owner, and folks, back me up on this one, you likely have your own little language going on with your pet, and you know what everything means. This is very much a game changer as the guesswork is gone. When your cat meows, not only do you know what it means, but even the way it sounds is just for you, uniquely for you. Mixing in the meow with the ability to read your cat's body language, it makes life easier, and as an owner, you don't have to think twice. Now, I'd love to tell you that, new owners, I'd love to tell you that there's an overnight fix that you can get from A to Z in about 8 to 10 hours, but so much of this secret involves paying attention and father time. Learning to build a relationship with your pet, understanding their personality, having that trust develop. It's like breaking in a new pair of jeans. You just have to wear them day after day, and then they'll be that perfect fit. And don't be afraid to get things wrong, to misinterpret those meows. That, in many ways, is how you get it right. Sometimes learning what it is requires all the details of finding out what it's not. Listen to your pet, especially in those early months of ownership. Every cat, just like every person, carries their own unique personality. Once you lock in on who your cat is, understanding those meows will certainly become a lot easier. Be prepared to learn. Be prepared to take those cues and allow your cat to teach you. Because while paying attention to certain meows and assigning them accordingly can help, understanding your cat is very much a lived experience. My advice, don't be afraid to live it. Every day is a new opportunity to learn, and your cat will appreciate it. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on this topic? That cat language. Can you understand your pet and what they want and need without having to hear it twice? Your stories and overall opinions, that comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoy this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.